Let me ask you something important. Which of the following is the most common cause of muscle loss in older adults? A. Not eating enough protein. B. Aging alone. C. Lack of exercise. D. Poor sleep quality. Go ahead and share your answer below, A, B, C, or D, and stick with me, because the truth may surprise you. We'll come back to this in just a moment, and yes, we'll explain the cheese part too. After the age of 60, one quiet but serious threat begins to affect millions of older adults, and most don't even know it's happening. It's not heart disease, it's not memory loss, it's something far more silent, but just as dangerous. It's called muscle loss, or sarcopenia. And no, it's not just about getting weaker. Muscle loss affects your ability to walk, lift, balance, and stay independent. It increases your risk of falls, slows down recovery, and drains your energy without warning. But here's the good news, and what this video is all about. Certain foods, including a few types of cheese, can actually help rebuild and protect your muscles, even after age 65. Surprised? You're not alone. For decades, cheese has gotten a bad reputation. Too salty, too fatty, too heavy. But when used wisely, some cheeses may actually help you stay strong, mobile, and independent well into your 70s, 80s, even 90s. Why this topic matters more than ever. Muscle loss doesn't just happen overnight. It starts gradually, and by the time you notice it, difficulty standing from a chair, feeling unsteady, tiring quickly, you may have already lost 20 to 30% of your muscle mass. But here's the hopeful truth. With the right nutrition, timed properly, you can slow it down, or even reverse it. And no, this doesn't require complicated diets, protein powders, or eating huge amounts of meat. Sometimes, simple everyday foods, like a spoonful of cottage cheese before bed, can make a huge difference. That's what we'll be exploring today. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 powerful cheeses that are rich in the amino acids your muscles desperately need, easy to digest, even if you're sensitive to dairy, and surprisingly effective at preserving strength and energy. We'll also cover the best times of day to eat them, how to enjoy them even if you're not a cheese lover, and the simple truth about how small food choices can lead to big health improvements over time. Before we move on, if you're enjoying this topic, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us reach more people and continue bringing you real, practical tips to age stronger. Alright, let's return to that question from earlier. Which did you choose, A, B, C, or D? We'll reveal the correct answer in just a minute, but first, let's take a closer look at why muscle loss happens, and how we can stop it. The silent enemy, understanding muscle loss after 60. So, let's come back to the question I asked earlier. What's the number one cause of muscle loss in older adults? Was it A. Not eating enough protein, B. Aging alone, C. Lack of exercise, D. Poor sleep quality? If you answered A. Not eating enough protein, you're absolutely right. And here's why that matters more than most people realize. Muscle loss isn't just about getting older. Yes, aging plays a role, of course. But the truth is, muscles don't disappear just because you've had another birthday. They fade because they're not being fed properly, not challenged, not supported. In fact, studies show that after age 60, adults can lose up to 1% of their muscle mass per year, and even more if they're inactive or undernourished. That might sound small, but over 10 years, that could mean losing 10% to 20% of your strength. That's the difference between walking confidently and holding onto the wall, between rising from a chair with ease and needing help. Sarcopenia, the invisible thief. There's a name for this silent process, sarcopenia, which literally means poverty of flesh. It sounds harsh, but it's fitting. Because what sarcopenia steals isn't just muscle, it's independence. It takes away your balance, mobility, energy, and in time, your confidence. You start avoiding stairs. You sit more than you stand. You hesitate before going out. And that physical shrinking? It can shrink your world, too. But here's the part that most people don't know. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. You're not doomed to lose your strength just because you've hit 65, 70, or even 80. In fact, with just small daily choices, you can actually tell your muscles, don't go anywhere. I still need you. Why protein isn't optional anymore? When you were younger, your muscles could get by with very little effort. A bit of walking. A few bites of chicken here and there. But as we age, our muscles become resistant to growth signals. They need more protein, more often, and at the right time, to maintain or rebuild strength. And yet, studies show that many older adults aren't getting anywhere near enough protein, especially at breakfast and lunch. Instead, they eat a small breakfast. Maybe a sandwich at lunch. And then load up at dinner. Unfortunately, your body doesn't work that way. It can't store protein for later. You need about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal, consistently, to fight muscle loss effectively. And that's where the right kinds of cheese come into play. Cheese, an underrated power food for seniors. Most people don't think of cheese as a muscle food. But certain types, as we'll discuss in this video, are protein-dense. Rich in leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle repair. And easier to eat and digest than large meat-based meals. Plus, they're soft enough for sensitive teeth, flavorful enough to enjoy in small amounts, versatile across breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks. This isn't about overloading your plate. It's about targeted nutrition, choosing foods that pack the most benefit into every bite. And cheese, when chosen wisely, can do exactly that. Let's pause here for a moment. Think about your meals this past week. How much high-quality protein did you really get? At breakfast? At lunch? Before bed? If you're like most people over 65, it probably wasn't enough, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because no one told you the rules had changed. Well, now you know. Protein is no longer just part of a healthy diet, it's your first line of defense against weakness, falls, and loss of independence. And cheese? It might be one of your easiest, most enjoyable ways to get it. Coming up next. Now that we've uncovered the hidden threat of sarcopenia, and the role protein plays in protecting your body, let's explore the first cheese on our list, and it might surprise you. It's not fancy. It's not expensive. Some even think it's boring. But when it comes to feeding your muscles while you sleep, it's one of the most powerful tools available. Coming up next, the humble food that works overnight to help your muscles rebuild, cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, the night guardian. If I could recommend just one food to older adults who want to protect their muscles, especially overnight, it would be this humble, often overlooked option. It's not exotic. It's not expensive. It's not even very trendy. But when it comes to nourishing muscles slowly, steadily, and effectively, especially while you sleep, there's one cheese that stands out above the rest. Cottage cheese. Yes, cottage cheese, the soft, white, curdy food that some people associate with diet culture from the 1970s. But let's give it a second look, because for anyone over 65, this could quietly be your best nighttime ally in the fight against muscle loss. Why cottage cheese works so well for aging muscles. Let's break this down simply. 1. It's packed with protein. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese contains about 14 grams of protein, with only 80 to 100 calories. More impressively, about 70% of those calories come directly from protein, not fat or carbs. That means you're getting efficient, high-density nourishment, ideal for muscles that need steady repair. 2. It contains leucine, the muscle ignition amino acid. As we mentioned earlier, leucine plays a special role in aging muscles. It acts like a key that turns on muscle repair and rebuilding. But here's the catch. As we age, our muscles become less sensitive to leucine. So we need more of it per meal to get the same effect. The magic number? About 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal for most older adults. Cottage cheese contains over 1 gram of leucine per serving, getting you a third of the way there, with just half a cup. 3. Slow digestion equals overnight protection. Most of the protein in cottage cheese is casein, a slow-digesting form of protein that releases amino acids into your bloodstream over 6 to 8 hours. Think of it like a time-release capsule for your muscles. This is especially valuable at night, when your body naturally goes for hours without food. During sleep, older adults are at increased risk of muscle breakdown due to extended fasting. Eating cottage cheese before bed helps counteract that breakdown, by giving your muscles a steady trickle of building blocks all night long. The real impact: small routines, big results. Let me paint you a picture. You finish dinner early. You go for a short evening walk, just 10 or 15 minutes around the block. You come home. And before bed, you enjoy a small bowl of cottage cheese, maybe with some cinnamon, or a few slices of soft fruit. That tiny 5-minute habit? Over time, it can help you maintain your leg strength, make getting up from chairs or beds easier, reduce your risk of falls, and support your recovery after physical therapy or light exercise. This isn't hype. It's simple biology. Your muscles need a constant stream of amino acids to repair and grow, especially overnight. Cottage cheese delivers exactly that. How to eat it, even if you don't love it. Let's be honest, not everyone loves the texture or taste of cottage cheese. But don't worry, there are ways to make it delicious and versatile. Sweet options: cottage cheese plus fresh berries plus cinnamon, with a drizzle of honey and chopped walnuts. Blended into smoothies, texture disappears, protein remains. Savory options mixed with chopped cucumbers, tomatoes, and herbs, like dill or parsley, used as a spread on whole grain toast. Blended into scrambled eggs for extra creaminess and protein. Even in meals, replace ricotta in lasagna or casseroles. Stir into soups to add body and protein. Use as a high-protein base for dips. You can be creative, and no, it doesn't have to taste like diet food. Nutritional bonus: cottage cheese isn't just about protein. It also gives you calcium, essential for muscle contraction and bone strength. Phosphorus, supports energy metabolism. Efficiency foods, foods that work hard without taking up much room. And Parmesan fits that description perfectly. Just 1 ounce, about the size of your thumb, gives you over 10 grams of complete protein, about 330 milligrams of calcium, virtually zero lactose, and an intense flavor that makes you feel satisfied with just a few bites. That's a big nutritional return on a tiny investment. The science behind the power: aged for digestion. Authentic Parmesan, especially Parmigiano Reggiano, is aged for at least 12 to 24 months, often longer. During that time, natural enzymes break down the protein molecules into smaller, easier to digest pieces. That means less work for your stomach, better absorption for your muscles, fewer issues like bloating or discomfort, especially for people with sensitive digestion. This is one reason why Parmesan is often better tolerated than other cheeses, even by people who are lactose intolerant. High calcium equals stronger muscles and bones. Most people associate calcium with bones, and that's true. But calcium is also essential for muscle contraction. Every time you move, lift, push, climb stairs, your muscles rely on calcium to fire correctly. Without enough calcium, your muscles may feel weak, unresponsive, or shaky, even if you're eating enough protein. Parmesan delivers a double benefit: protein for muscle building, calcium for muscle function. And that combination is gold for people over 65. How to use Parmesan in real life. So how do you use this powerful little cheese in everyday meals? Breakfast: sprinkle grated Parmesan over scrambled eggs or omelets. Mix into avocado toast for an extra protein and calcium boost. Stir a teaspoon into warm oatmeal with mushrooms or spinach for a savory twist. Lunch: add to soups, salads, or vegetable wraps. Top a whole grain sandwich with thin shavings. Use in a high-protein pesto made with Parmesan, olive oil, and fresh basil. Dinner: mix into roasted vegetables, try carrots, broccoli, or squash. Use in pasta or quinoa bowls with lean protein. Make a simple Parmesan crisp in the oven as a crunchy, high-protein snack. And yes, it even pairs beautifully with fruit, nuts, or a small glass of red wine. Why small bites matter: you don't need to eat a full plate of steak to build muscle. With Parmesan, even just a few bites can deliver enough protein to stimulate muscle repair, enough calcium to support daily movement, enough flavor to make healthy food feel enjoyable again. That's the beauty of nutrient density, the idea that quality beats quantity. 1 ounce of Parmesan may do more for your body than an entire fast food meal. A note on cost: some people worry that authentic Parmesan is expensive, and yes, it can be. But here's the good news: you only need a very small amount. A single block can last weeks, and gives you far more nutritional value than most protein powders, supplements, or processed snacks. Plus, it's natural, safe, delicious, and doesn't require cooking or prep. It's not a luxury, it's a smart investment in your health. WHO should be careful? Parmesan is high in sodium, so if you've been told to limit salt, speak with your doctor first. However, because you're using small amounts, it may still be perfectly safe, especially when balanced with other low-sodium foods throughout the day. Final thought. When you think of strength in aging, think of Parmesan. Small. Strong. Reliable. Long-lasting. Just like you. It doesn't take much, just consistency. Let's talk. Do you already use Parmesan at home? How do you like to enjoy it? Share your favorite way to eat it in the comments, and maybe inspire someone else. Up next, we've talked about slow release, cottage cheese, and dense strength, Parmesan. Now, let's look at the fastest working cheese of all, ricotta. Ricotta, fast fuel for recovery. So far, we've talked about slow and steady. And small but powerful. But what if your muscles need something fast? After a short walk. Some gardening. A few minutes of stretching. Or even just a busy day when your body feels tired. That's when your muscles are primed, and they're begging for nutrients. And that's exactly when ricotta steps in. What makes ricotta different? Ricotta is unique among cheeses because of what it's made from. It's not made from curds like most cheese. It's made from whey, the liquid left over during cheese making. That might sound like a byproduct. But it's actually one of the most powerful sources of fast-absorbing protein you can eat. 1. Fast digestion equals fast recovery. Whey protein, the base of ricotta, is rapidly absorbed by the body. It begins feeding your muscles within 30 to 60 minutes after eating, perfect right after movement, when your body is most ready to rebuild. This is called the anabolic window, a short period when your body uses protein more efficiently. Eating ricotta during this time gives your muscles exactly what they need, when they need it. 2. BCAAs, direct to the muscle. Ricotta is rich in branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, especially leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These amino acids skip the liver and go straight to muscle tissue, where they help reduce soreness, stimulate repair, prevent breakdown. This is especially important for older adults, because your muscles become less responsive to weak signals. Ricotta sends a clear, strong message: time to grow. Time to recover. 3. Gentle on the stomach. Ricotta is soft, moist, lower in sodium, and easier to digest than many cheeses. That makes it perfect for people with chewing difficulties, people with sensitive digestion, or those who just want something light, smooth, and satisfying. How to enjoy ricotta without getting bored. One of the best things about ricotta is its versatility. It works in both sweet and savory dishes, so you can easily include it at any meal. Sweet ideas. Spread on whole grain toast with a drizzle of honey or maple syrup. Mix with fresh berries and cinnamon for a protein-rich dessert. Blend with banana and cocoa powder for a healthy chocolate mousse. Savory options. Stir into scrambled eggs for extra creaminess and protein. Use as a filling in stuffed vegetables, like bell peppers or zucchini. Add to soups or sauces for body and flavor. Mix with herbs and spread on crackers or cucumber slices. Post-activity snack. After light exercise, try this. 2 to 3 tablespoons of ricotta plus sliced fruit plus a few almonds. A perfect mix of protein, healthy fats, and carbs, all in one bowl. It's easy to prepare, gentle to eat, and powerful in effect. Bonus, ricotta is good for your heart, too. Because it's made from whey, ricotta carries benefits beyond muscle repair. Whey protein has been shown to support healthy blood pressure, improve circulation, and reduce markers of inflammation. That means when you eat ricotta, you're not only feeding your muscles, you're supporting the very cardiovascular system that powers them. Strong muscles need strong circulation, and ricotta supports both. Timing matters more than you think. Most people over 65 eat too little protein at breakfast and lunch, then overdo it at dinner. But the body doesn't store protein for later. Muscles can only use about 25 to 35 grams of protein at a time, so it's better to spread it throughout the day. That's where ricotta really shines. It's light enough for morning, quick enough for after activity, and versatile enough to use anytime you need a boost. A moment to reflect. Think about this. What would happen if you paired just 5 minutes of light movement, a walk, some stretching, with a small bowl of ricotta every day? Over weeks and months, those tiny steps could add up to better balance, less fatigue, more confidence when you move, and greater independence overall. Final thought: you don't need to eat like a bodybuilder to stay strong after 65. You just need smart timing, consistent habits, and foods that work with your body, not against it. Ricotta may not look like much, but inside that soft, white spoonful is a fast-acting powerhouse, ready to fuel your recovery when you need it most. Let's talk. Do you usually eat anything after a walk or workout? If not, would you consider trying ricotta? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying the content so far. In our final segment, we'll bring everything together, and I'll show you how these 3 cheeses can work as a team to protect your muscles, boost your energy, and support your independence for years to come. Stay tuned for part 6, Putting It All Together, the Smart Cheese Strategy for Seniors. Putting it all together, the Smart Cheese Strategy for Seniors. Now that we've explored all 3 cheeses, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. The muscle loss puzzle, and where cheese fits in. As we age, muscle loss isn't caused by one single thing. It's not just about less exercise, or less protein, or getting older. It's a combination of small changes, over time, that lead to weakness, fatigue, imbalance, and sometimes even injury. But here's the truth no one tells you. Just as muscle loss happens gradually, muscle protection and recovery can happen gradually too. You don't need to become a gym goer. You don't need to buy supplements. You don't even need to eat more than you're used to. What you do need is consistency. And that's exactly what these 3 cheeses can give you, in a simple, affordable, and delicious way. The Smart Cheese Strategy for Stronger Aging. Let's bring it all together, step by step. 1. Cottage cheese, the night guardian. Use it to nourish your muscles overnight, slow down age-related muscle breakdown, start or end your day with slow-release protein. When to eat it: as a small snack before bed, or first thing in the morning after fasting all night. How to use it: mix with berries or cinnamon. Blend into smoothies. Stir into savory dishes or spreads. Your muscles don't stop working at night, and neither should your nutrition. 2. Parmesan, small but mighty. Use it to boost protein in tiny portions, add calcium for better muscle function, support your strength even on a light appetite. When to eat it: throughout the day, in small additions to meals. Especially useful if you tend to eat light. How to use it: grate over eggs, vegetables, or pasta. Add to soups or sandwiches. Enjoy with fruit and nuts for a snack. Just a few bites can make a real difference. This is nutrition by precision. 3. Ricotta, fast fuel for recovery. Use it to feed your muscles quickly after movement, improve post-exercise recovery, add variety to your protein options. When to eat it: within 30 to 60 minutes after light activity. As part of breakfast or lunch for fast uptake. How to use it: spread on toast with honey. Mix into pasta or eggs. Pair with fruit or vegetables. Ricotta helps your body say, "I'm ready to rebuild." How to make this a routine, not a burden. Here's a simple way to think about it. Time of day: cheese. Purpose: morning, cottage or ricotta. Start: muscle repair after sleep. Midday: Parmesan or ricotta. Fuel: lunch and recovery. Evening: cottage cheese. Overnight: muscle protection. You don't have to use all 3 every day. You don't need big portions. You just need to build a rhythm that fits your life, and stick with it. Because what you do consistently matters more than what you do perfectly. This is about more than food. It's about climbing the stairs with ease, lifting groceries without strain, feeling steady on your feet, staying independent longer, having the energy to enjoy the people and things you love. And if a small spoonful of cheese, eaten at the right time, can help you do that, why not start today? Final questions for you. Which of these cheeses are already in your fridge? Which one will you try first, and when? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Closing call to action. If this video gave you a new perspective on something as simple as cheese, please give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone you care about. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss our health boosting tips designed just for older adults like you. Thank you for watching, and remember, the body you'll live in 10 years from now is built with the choices you make today. Choose wisely. Eat joyfully. And stay strong, because you are stronger than you think.